On the heels of the surprise casting news that Colleen Zenk was playing Claire's great-aunt Jordan, came another blast from Young and Restless past that suddenly made Claire's identity come into sharp focus, not to mention the reason for the animosity toward the Newmans. Join us, if you will, for a little history and the stunning reveal that will turn Victor's family upside down. Since the day Claire stepped into Crimson Lights to interview for the position of Nikki's new assistant, Young and Restless fans have been working overtime to try and figure out what her connection to the canvas could be. During her interview, Claire mentioned McCall Unlimited, which may have been a red herring to throw viewers off and have them assume she was connected to Tucker and Slash or Audra, perhaps a mole. As time went on, we began to realize that Claire was either fascinated with, or fixated on, members of the Newman family. She would stare at their framed photos in Nikki's office and sit and read through old news stories about them in her suite at the club after hours. Viewers started to get the sense that there was something off about the too cheerful and accommodating assistant and her interest in Nikki and her family. It wasn't long before our worst fears were confirmed. Claire masterfully set the scene for Nikki to offer to fly her to see her great-aunt Jordan en route to surprise her sister Casey, and flattered her into agreeing to pop in to meet the woman. Upon arrival, of course, Claire served her boss drugged tea, and she woke up in a locked room in bed. Nikki attempted to escape, but was then injected with a sedative, dragged back up those stairs to the bedroom, and hooked up to an IV drip that contained vodka. The recovering alcoholic was devastated to realize she'd fallen off the wagon through no fault of her own. Meanwhile, Claire had cryptically told Nikki that she was returning to Genoa City to make the arrangements for her family, who would be joining her soon. Nikki hollered, to no avail, and warned the young woman to leave her family alone. Downstairs, Great-Aunt Jordan finally appeared and told Claire not to go soft on her as they were so very, very close. As the surprise casting news about Zenk playing Jordan broke, so did another telling tidbit. Young and Restless announced the upcoming return of J. Eddie Peck as Cole Howard. For those not familiar with the character, Cole was the son of a woman named Eve Howard, who became obsessed with Victor after he had a one-night stand with her while she was working as his secretary. Eve went on to try and poison and stab Victor before being sent to a sanitarium. When Eve learned of Victor's impending marriage to Nikki Newman, she swapped places with another woman in the sanitarium who was set to be released and unleashed another round of misery on Victor by attempting to kill his bride. Eve was sent back to the facility, which she later escaped from again, leaving for Europe with her lover Rick Darrows after stealing money from Victor. Years later, Eve turned up again, this time claiming that her son Cole was Victor's offspring. Victor was presumed dead, but was in Kansas with Adam's mother, Hope, and Cole began working at the ranch and became involved with first Nikki, then Victoria, and finally Ashley. Victoria and Cole married, only to be devastated to learn they may be siblings. In the end, after his mother Eve's death, it was proven that Victor was not Cole's father. Victoria and Cole remarried, but her extended absences took a toll on the union and Cole began to fall for Ashley, who was the inspiration for his novel. Victoria saw the two kissing and the marriage broke up, but Victoria had realized she was pregnant. Cole ended up with Ashley and Victoria with Neil, but Cole was there for his ex when her appendix burst and their baby was delivered by cesarean. They named the baby Eve, after his mother, but she died shortly after her birth. Cole continued his marriage to Ashley, but it fell apart and he stayed overseas at Oxford, where he took a position as a professor. Victoria and Neil also split. Fast forward to the present time, and we have to presume that Cole's return means that Claire is, drumroll please, Victoria and Cole's daughter Eve, who was believed to have died. It makes sense that his character would come back for the big reveal when it comes. The only remaining mystery then would be how Great-Aunt Jordan figures into this. Is she, in fact, Cole's aunt, the original Eve Howard's sister? If so, perhaps she's as twisted as her late sister was and raised Claire to hate the Newmans for their perceived treatment of the former. Or could she be Eve herself, having somehow not died? Of course, either scenario leaves us with a lot of questions. What does Cole know? We have to assume he's also in the dark about his daughter surviving, if that's the case. What will bring him back? Will he be the one to save Nikki and uncover the truth? Will Claire be successful in her plot against the rest of the family before he arrives? Stay tuned. Do you think Victoria is in for the shock of her life? Is Claire her daughter and Nikki and Victor's granddaughter? How will it all play out? Let us know your thoughts in the comments.